Grapes are so fucking good.
Good morning. It is, this lighting is, oh my. Now, back to reality. New week, new goals, new things to do, new holes in walls at work, and broken light fixtures and plumbing, and great weekend. I just want to shout out Latchkey Gen Xer, and I saw that he had even mentioned me on the Snake Diet live stream, which is wild. For me, this is absolutely wild. I literally made my first video because I had watched Latchkey's first couple of sugar diet videos, and I was just like hyped for seeing what it was doing for him. And I gave it a couple days, and I was already seeing with the trend on the scale that it was giving me this lever that I could pull to have control over my scale. And for me, that was new. I had spent so much time with all these other diets and never had that control. And here it was, just like a free gift. Anyways, I want to talk today about how you can use the sugar diet and sugar fasting, not just as a way to control the scale, but as a way to manage your drug addiction, my drug addiction, which is caffeine. I'm not anti-caffeine, I'm not anti-drug. I don't care what you do, I don't care what you enjoy. I still think having a Coke Zero or an energy drink or a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, green tea, is all phenomenal. But for me, I know I was radically dependent on having several energy drinks a day and could not get up in the morning without it. Now, this was not a crusade that I ever wanted to challenge or take up. It was never on my itinerary. It was never on my agenda. It never even rubbed me as an issue. I just thought this was the way things had to be. I was never even really much of a caffeine person growing up. My first 2 years of losing weight, I would get up and I would do tons of activity before I even had my first cup of coffee. I'd be up at 3. I wouldn't have coffee till 6 a.m. Because I was trying to work with that leveraging cortisol as a fat loss mechanism. And I ended up becoming grossly reliant on it to perform and to get through my day and to stay awake and to stay moving and productive. Especially as I got further into dieting, it was basically my only tool for keeping off hunger, was to just slam a couple 100 milligrams of caffeine several times a day. I got sober a number of years ago. I've been sober twice in my life. Both times was through AA. I noticed something pretty quickly in the rooms, which is that you come into this new sober life and you just become fat as shit and addicted to caffeine and nicotine. And for myself and many people, that's what early recovery looks like. And obviously, putting down a crack stem or a needle or a drink, right, should for sure come before any sort of physical activity or taking care of your body. And ultimately, you could say that it is the first step to taking care of your body. But, right, everything before but is bullshit. It's like you're substituting one thing for another, And is it better? Sure, yeah, of course. Of course it's better. But for me, when I began losing weight, like I said, caffeine became this lever that I had to pull on. And a couple weeks ago, when I started doing a high carb diet for the first time, the sugar diet, the sugar fasting, I started to have too much energy. I was like feeling it, that like when I was at the gym, my wrists had the same kind of shakiness under tension that they would have when I had taken too many stimulants before the gym. And so this made me interested to experiment with taking less caffeine. And so I started taking what would have been 2 scoops, became 1 scoop, what would have been 1 scoop, became a half scoop. And I entirely abandoned any of the other additional stims that I had, like yohimbine, alpha yohimbine, Araya, DMHA, all that stuff. I wasn't even interested because I was so high on the energy and riding that gravy train that I knew it would just be too much, and I didn't want to feel that way. I didn't want to feel like propelled through my day and shaky. And, flash forward to a couple weeks ago. It's like I just got up on a weekend and I said, today I'm not even going to have any caffeine. And I took about 20 ounces of orange juice and I slammed it down, and I didn't even mention to my wife that I didn't have a energy drink or anything that morning. And I just went about my day, and I waited to see until the headache came in. And it was like so late in the day and so faint that I was just chilling. I figured because I had tapered off over the last 2 weeks before that it was gentle. And, it's now become a regular thing for over a week now that I don't take caffeine every day. Yesterday morning I got up. I was up about an hour before my wife. We like to, get up around the same time on Sundays, but I was up before her. And I just, because now I go to the bathroom without needing my morning cup of anything. So some mornings I just have to get up earlier and go. And so I get up, I go to the bathroom, I realize I'm awake before her. And I go, well, I got about an hour until either she wakes up or I want to wake her up, start getting ready for church. Let me go for a jog. So I just go out and I just do a nice slow 4 miles, 3 miles, and felt great. And I got home, woke her up, made her some coffee. And it was like a real smooth day. Got through the day. I took a little nap around midday, got back into it, and got my steps in for the day. Felt good. And so for anyone that's interested, just start by gently tapering off your dose, and then you will also kind of mitigate whatever sort of headaches and grogginess and fog you would have if you just go cold turkey. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. And I'm also going to be talking on another video at some point about other things that I've decided to either stop taking or completely rule out, because I just feel better. I don't need any of the crutches. And there's other things out there. Like I was messing with pro hormones for a little bit because I was just like destroying my libido and my mental energy and drive through crash dieting. Out the window. I'm off of all that stuff now. Like I'm not messing with my testosterone or estrogen levels because I feel great. And the food I'm eating makes me feel good. So like I don't need to do anything about it. And so I guess maybe tomorrow I'll talk more about that, because I'm going to start playing around more now with the weight loss aspect of this diet. Because I've been like in a real comfortable, safe pocket now of having control over the scale and the amount of food I'm eating and being happy. What a novel concept, being happy, So that's it for today. Everybody have a great day, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Peace.